Hey guys, so today was almost one of my best trading days, and I will basically make a quick trade breakdown. I took, I think, three setups, or basically three trades, two setups which were basically perfect, and I will explain it to you. So first, as always, we start on a daily chart. Right here you can see today's trading day. So we basically had a higher time frame gap higher, so a new day opening gap. We are definitely bullish today. We had yesterday basically, or yeah, yesterday's trading day, so Friday, trading all the way down and then basically trading all the way up. So that's basically only a short-term run on stops, and we are now having troubles basically to stay within bearish conditions. So looking more bullish now, especially because we closed or we traded all the way through the higher time frame gap right here. But yeah, so let's now drop to the 50-minute chart. Basically right here you can see we have a bullish day. Right here we have our really nice basically our low which we formed. So maybe let's drop even to a 1 hour chart. As you can see right here, we scrapped lots of sales liquidity right here, and then basically after we scrapped the sales liquidity, traded into the high time frame gaps right here, we are definitely, or we traded very bullish higher. So basically that's right here really balanced prices, because we have basically only down close candles to the downside, and then followed instantly by up close candles. So therefore these prices are efficiently delivered. So now we basically gapped higher. We have Asia lows right here, we have London lows right here, and even New York open kill zone. And even with the opening right here, we were still trading higher and higher, still bullish. We had basically no market maker buy model on a lower time frame, but as you can see on a 1 hour chart, we are definitely within a market maker buy model on the higher time frame. So because we basically formed our low in here and we are now within a market maker buy model, we are targeting these highs, and basically that's what you can see on the 50-minute chart as well. So we did basically had no session liquidity sweep within our AM session. And before we drop on a 1-minute chart, I want to show you first regular trading hours. So right here we have a extremely bullish day, because we were trading within our basically our sessions before the opening really bullish. So we have like 330 handles to the upside. Therefore that's definitely trading conditions, and we want to see NQ to trade back to the upper quadrant in order to basically be able to continue our trend, or in this case basically to the upside, because we are still within the higher time frame market maker buy model. We don't want to see NQ trade all the way back. We want to see basically price react to the upper quadrant, and then we are able basically either to trade to take a long opportunity in here, basically of the reaction of the upper quadrant, or we can basically look for a short opportunity to the upper quadrant. But it's always a bit depending on the day. For me today, I was definitely interested in higher prices, so I was looking for the long opportunity in here. So now I want to show you ES, because ES is actually on the higher time frame a bit different. It was one too much. So ES basically is really close, or was really close to the 1 hour high already. So as you can see right here, it's a bit different. We also formed our low in here and scrapped sales liquidity and are now within a market maker buy model. We also have the high time from fair value gap, which is really important, because the high time from fair value gap, the 1 hour bearish fair value gap, was basically used as resistance in here. We traded lower, then we traded above it, and then we actually failed to trade back to the higher time frame on ES. We were already really close to the high right here of the 1 hour candle right here. So basically with the AM session we reacted off the reaction block and traded lower. On NQ it was a bit different. We are still below the high right here. We basically reacted within the fair value gap right here and traded basically back to the high time frame fair value gap right here, which also basically reacted as resistance, and then basically after we traded above it, we can use it now as support and expect higher prices. So therefore we have to invalid the fair value gap right here in order to be once again in more bearish conditions. But as long as we stay above the high time frame fair value gap, as long as we basically can support price higher, we are in really bullish conditions. So now we can basically drop to a 1 minute chart. Now it's getting really interesting. So I was actually on the charts since I think 9:45 or something, so right here around. And basically what I was looking for is eventually we would basically come down and sweep some liquidity right here, and then we would be able to form a setup and continue our long basically our long, well, a trade align with our long bias, bullish bias, but that was not really the case. So we had really difficult trading conditions in here, really lots of high resistance, and I did not want to I did not want to take any shorts in here because the higher time frame was really bullish. So we were within a market maker buy model, so therefore we want to trade align with our higher time frame. We want to basically target higher prices, but we were above all opening prices. As you can see right here, we did not swept any session liquidity, therefore there is no lower time frame market maker buy model in play. Therefore we don't want to chase any long opportunities in here, even after the session liquidity in here, but that's just too overbought, nothing really special in here, nothing to trade. So we just waited, we traded lower, we swept the New York open kill zone session liquidity with 11, and then basically had a short-term run on stops, and we formed actually a short-term SMT with ES, because ES already swept London lows, but yeah, NQ did not. As you can see right here, afterwards we followed to sweep the London lows. But yeah, now we'll basically show you my executions. So I entered long in here because we basically had a engineered session liquidity right here. We swept now a session liquidity. We basically also had a break of structure or a change in delivery, change in the state of delivery. We traded back to the fair value gap and I entered right here, but we could not basically form our market maker buy model in here. We could not basically form our smart money reversal. Why? Because I can show you on regular trading hours, we were not already basically reacting off the upper quadrant. So we were still falling short of some handles. For me, it's a bit difficult because my data is delayed. So sometimes I don't really know if we already reached the upper quadrant or if we did not, because I see basically 10 minutes late. So for me, if it's already 11:05, for example, I only see the candle of 10:55. So right here. So yeah, it's a bit difficult for me, but yeah, right here we did not reach the upper quadrant. Therefore, we are still not able to form any market maker buy models in here. We are still not able to continue with the trend higher. So therefore, we basically just had really difficult conditions in here. But I was really aware of the fact that we basically were maybe looking for the London lows. So I entered only with relatively low risk, mitigated one right here, and also got out of my position right there. And I think it was only these two losses right here, so $19 or something. So nothing really special, really small loss for me. So that's how I want to trade. And then basically, as you can see right here, as I mentioned already, market maker buy model within a higher time frame market maker buy model, wrong setup and wrong stop twice. We barely traded below consequent encroachment. Awesome to see our strategy to play out perfectly. So what I mean by that is basically that this entry right here is basically completely valid. So it would have been perfect if we basically could have closed above the breaker, but we don't need to. That we close above consequent encroachment is sometimes enough, especially because we expect that our low is in right here. So therefore the entry is valid. And I was really also basically, yeah, just trading off ES, because on ES we formed this really nice favor gap right here, which was supporting price higher. But on NQ we basically could not displace like, or yeah, as ES. So we only had a suspension block in here, but I got stopped right here because because of wrong stop loss placement. My stop should have been below the rig right here, because it's basically or even the low of the candle right here, because if we regard the suspension block, our stop loss has to be below the wick of the second candle or even of the first candle if we want to be safe. So yeah, that was basically only due to wrong stop loss placement. Then I entered again right here with 2 contracts once again after we broke above the breaker, because I was really content with ES trading higher, and also I wanted to see just NQ to reach now higher prices because everything was aligned. The higher time frame, the lower time frame, regular trading hours, we were now basically also reacting off the upper quadrant. We traded to perfectly. Now we are able to trade higher, as you can see. So really perfect conditions. That's the perfect setup for me. I trade align with the higher time frame, with the lower time frame, and even with regular trading hours. So that's perfect. That's how we want to trade, and that's just awesome to see to play out. So yeah, I added right here after we basically broke out of the higher time frame. I used basically the higher time frame array as a PD array as well. So I entered right here, or not entered, I added right there. And as you can see right here, I basically took my first partial at the higher time frame gap right here, which is for me a reasonable partial. And I was definitely aiming for higher prices for the SIBI right here, and even for external liquidity. Why for external liquidity? Because we are within a market maker buy model, not only on the lower time frame, but on the higher time frame as well. Therefore, we want to see NQ to reach for higher prices, even for external liquidity, because we swapped session liquidity, we swapped external sales liquidity. So now if we are in a smart money reversal, we have to target external buy side liquidity as well. And that's exactly what we did. We traded perfectly also like to 25,600, which basically I wanted to see. So my last contract would have been right here. But yeah, I basically took one off right here because I was a bit too anxious. Actually, I have to admit I was too anxious. I did not wanted to see basically to lose all my profits because I was in with 3 contracts and we traded up a lot. So for me that could have been a really huge wick, or not a huge wick, a huge win already with trading just only to the higher time frame gap. So I did not want to see basically us to get just stop out and just leave much money on the table. So therefore I just took one off right here as well. I think it's not perfect. I think you can mitigate, but in that case I have to accept the fact that the setup is perfect. I have to step back from my charts and just be more patient, I have to admit. So a partial right here with the, or at the low of the SIBI would have been acceptable, but in that case that's too anxious, too emotional traded. And yeah, so basically that was something I've learned today. Money management is definitely a point I have to improve on. And I was basically got stopped right here, and that's also even if we are basically traded all the way down from here. That looks really scary, really scary, because even if we are basically in profit, really big profits, right here you're almost or even at break even. So therefore you see how your capital rises, basically rises, I don't know. It's a bit late, sorry guys. how you make money and then you lose it just with a retracement. So that's really scary. I had my stop below consequent encroachment, but that was still not enough. We have to be basically almost break even. We have to keep our stop as low as possible. Just stick to your drawn liquidity, stick to your bias, stick to what you know. So basically just keep your stop as close as you can, even because as you see on my money management right here, so my first partial was 60 bucks. Then I basically mitigated 45 bucks. That's still acceptable, but not much. And then the last with 17 bucks, that's basically, if you, I think it's better if you leave it like at break even, because you then still have a more likely chance that the setup will play out in your direction. Instead of having like a really tight stop, which will likely stop you out, but you keep a small portion of your win. In that case, I think the 17 bucks aren't really worth it. So I should have like only kept a really wide stop. Also, so with tight stop, I mean like with tight stop to my entry. So with a really wide stop, actually, I should have just let my stop basically lie. I don't know. Sorry, it's late. Just leave it with my entry and then aim for higher prices. So because as you can see right here, if we take our price range, we only traded up from here, basically from our low, and then we only had a retracement barely back to or below consequent encroachment, and then we only traded up from there. So use the high time frame once again as resistance right here, traded above it, used it as support, traded above the SIBI, retraced back to it, used it as support, traded higher, scrapped external buys liquidity, traded back to 25,600, and now we are still trading higher. So yeah, that's perfect. That's really perfect to see. We are definitely improving. We have to keep on improving, definitely on money management. I'm really proud on how we took basically the trade align with the higher time frame, with the lower time frame, with regular trading hours. So that's our quality trade. That's how we want to trade. That's really perfect. We are getting better, and I will definitely I will succeed. So I I just have to. I will do it. I think that's basically how I want to trade. That's my approach. I really like it. It's awesome to see how we basically also like play, how the trade basically plays out. So yeah, we will just get there and keep on going.